It is 22 minutes to 9. A shortage of taxi drivers in the UK is a concern for public safety. This is according to the trade body for the industry.
So it's the Licensed Private Hire Car Association. They say there's a shortfall of around 160,000 drivers, with a warning of passengers facing difficulty getting home in taxis. Let's go to Sarah Corker, who's at a taxi firm in Manchester, for us this morning. Tell us a bit more, Sarah.
Yes, good morning. We're at Cresta Cars here in Manchester. It's one of the city's biggest private hire taxi firms. And as you say, this sector is facing a big shortage of workers at the moment. They're busy in the call room at the moment. But since the start of the pandemic, they've had a real drop in the number of drivers. So pre-pandemic, they had 400 drivers. Now they've only got 300. And what happened was, during lockdown, demand for journeys, of course, plummeted. That meant that workers left the profession, they got jobs elsewhere, and they haven't come back in the same numbers. Others at the same time decided to retire, and there are some problems too in terms of a backlog with licensing. Now, my colleague Coletta Smith has been finding out what impact all of this is having for passengers.
Welcome to the Sugar Mill.
This 600 capacity venue has been packed to the rafters since it reopened.
I've worked in venues for 20 years. I've honestly never known it this bad.
But for clubbers and for staff, it's a nightmare getting a taxi once the party is over.
I'm leaving at about 4 o'clock in the morning, maybe even 5, and then having to wait until 6 o'clock in the morning to get a taxi. It's a long time to be stood by yourself in town, and it's for me, it's the safety issue. So if we go back in time, pre-pandemic, I'd probably only be waiting about 5–10 minutes.
Taz isn't just worried for her staff.
Say if we've got a vulnerable individual, a young woman that's left on her own, is making sure that she can get home, so getting her into a cab. The majority of people are just giving up and walking home, and we don't want lone individuals wandering around the streets just by themselves.
Now that the nights are getting colder and darker, getting home safely from a night out is crucial, but taxis provide a really vital service at any time of the day, whether it's getting staff into work, whether it's a hospital appointment, or even just doing the weekly shop. The shortfall of drivers is leading to long waits and high prices.
We were there for like about 2 hours trying to actually get a taxi. It was literally a 10-minute drive, less than, and it took us like 2 hours to get this taxi. It was so bad.
We had to get a taxi on Saturday night, and unbelievable. Unbelievable. How long did we wait for one?
40 minutes.
40 minutes.
To go from my house to about 15 minutes away, 50 minutes walk away, it's gone to like £7, and it's normally £3.50.
You get in and you want the money before you actually go anywhere.
A lot of them retired, a lot of them couldn't actually keep the payments up on their vehicles.
The national trade body says taxi drivers found other jobs when their trade dried up during lockdowns, and it's too costly and time-consuming to restart.
The driver's being faced with a massive, great big outlay. At the time he or she has been probably earning 15% of what they'd normally do, and some people literally haven't been able to carry on.
A taxi licence from a local council can set you back as much as £600, and waiting for the medical and criminal records checks can take months. A handful of councils have been proactive though. In the summer, Torbay Council in Devon saw this problem coming and cut the cost of their licence to just £50. They've got 25 new drivers but still need at least 25 more. As the Christmas season puts extra demand on taxi firms, customers can only hope that more councils take action to make sure everyone can get home safely. Coletta Smith, BBC News.